All right, so let's look at another example. Let's look at I Won't Complain. This is a great way to show you how many key changes can be happening right inside of a song. All right, I Won't Complain is in E flat. So, it goes to the 2. I've had some good days to the 5. Had some hills to climb. Had some weary days to the 5 again. And now the 5 is minor. Some sleepless night. All right, most people know the numbers to I Won't Complain. All right, but look what happens. When you play the 2, and then the 5, and then the 1, those chords are following their function. 2s want to resolve to 5. 5, which becomes a dominant chord or a 7 chord, wants to resolve to the 1, which is major. That's where we get the most popular progression in harmony, 2, 5, 1. But what happens is on the second pass, I've had some weary days, goes to the 5 again, and some. Now the 5 changes its function and turns into a minor chord. Some sleepless nights. Do-do-do-do-do. Once you change that 5 chord, which is a dominant 7 based chord, to a minor, you have now changed the key. You are now in A flat. You're now doing a miniature 2, 5, 1 in A flat. And your old way of thinking is, hey, I'm on the 5 as a minor, back to the 1, and now to the 4 in E flat. But what you're truly doing is because a 4 chord is major, and also a 1 chord is major, that's how you're able to get that key change. So what happens is, and when most people play I Won't Complain, when they do that second pass, had some weary days, and once it goes minor, some sleepless night, they're doing some type of E flat run. But what if you analyze that from the standpoint of A flat, while you're still playing in E flat? I've had some weary days, and some sleepless night. So I just did a simple A flat run. I analyzed this 2-5, which we think is an E flat, but it's truly a 2-5-1 of A flat. And I just used a motif from an A flat major triad. 5, 4, 3, 1, 5, flat 5, and then end with a 4. You see what I'm saying? And remember, now you start thinking that way. Anytime you have a 2-5, stop looking at the parent key and look at the key that you are related to at that moment. And that's how you start to get outside. And I'll give you a few more others. I'll give you another scale in this video, and then I'll give you a little more advice. But you start learning these other scales and how to apply them over chords, you won't sound like a normal gospel musician. All right, I've been talking a lot about improvisation, and I've just been giving you basic improvisation. One of the things that I'm a big advocate of is I'm not going to be that guy that's telling you, hey, if you want to sound good, put your finger here, put your finger here. Some people want to know what they're doing. And I'm not going to tell you there's no tricks behind this. You really need to study your theory. If you haven't had a chance to really search out what you need, I suggest to you the Jazz Theory book from Mark Levine. It's comprehensive. It goes from square one all the way to professional. And there are things in that book that, I've been studying out that book for 10 years that I'm still looking at like, oh my God, how do you do this? For instance, let's look at a scale called the diminished. Let's look at the harmonic minor scale. I'm going to give you an example of B harmonic minor. Anytime you do a natural minor scale, you're really just doing the sixth of a key. So let's look at the key of D. If we start at D from the standpoint of a 6, we just did natural minor. But look at harmonic minor. gospel songs are full of diminished chords. Let's say I start on an A and I go up to B flat diminished. Hear the scale that I ran over that? Let me slow it down. B flat diminished. Now, here's some very good jazz improv stuff. The chord you played was a diminished chord on B flat, but you improvised over it from a scale that's located a half step above it. All right, look at B flat diminished and look at B harmonic minor. You see that? It colors a lot of the notes of the harmony. To these people that thought this jazz theory stuff up over time, man, they knew what they were doing. Certain scales just outline the harmony so well. So anytime that you have a diminished chord, you know, gospel is full of diminished walk-ups and all of that. What if you knew every one of the harmonic minor scales to play over these diminished chords? You are a beast now. You're playing all these scales and colors that a lot of people are not used to hearing. It sounds very good over that. Study your harmonic minor scale. Then you have scales like the whole tone scale. The whole tone scale, when Stevie Wonder did, what was that? I think it started here. It's a whole tone scale. A whole tone scale doesn't have half steps in it. Whole step, whole step, whole step, whole step, whole step, whole step, whole step. It sounds like it goes on forever because half steps are what give a scale the sound like it's resolving or it's ending. Half, but a scale that lacks that seems to go on forever. When I play the first part of A Train, you must take the A train. It covers that chord. So please go and learn your scales. Pick up a book, learn some theory. And if you're a gospel player and you want to start getting out of the box, stop these put your finger here and put your finger there things. You don't know what you're doing. And there's going to come a time where you're going to want to know, how do I create my own stuff so I'm not sounding like somebody else? Study your major scales. Study your minor scales, your harmonic minor scales, your melodic minor scales. Because from the melodic minor scale is what a lot of your fat chords come from. Your altered chords, you know. Chords like that. And if you don't know where it comes from, you're not going to know how to improvise over it. Number system's not going to help you. All right, so again, study your scales and hit me up. Whatever I can do to help you to get better, I'm going to do that because I come from a region where I didn't have people to show me anything. I was 18 years old, and all I knew was playing in church. I could read music, but all I knew was shouting music and a whole bunch of licks and trying to learn James Hall. And then when I went in the Army's music program, these guys were like, you can play, but everything you play sounds like church music. And the rest is history. And then I finally went to University of Maryland, and my eyes were open. So a lot of cats that play gospel, you already have an edge because you can hear this stuff, but don't count yourselves out. Learn the theory, and you'll become an even bigger beast. All right. God bless.